How dare you do math?
Mathfinder? How dare you?
Welcome
Yay.
to 7 Dooms for Sandpoint. Chapter 4, Footprints on the Roof. This is episode 53. Now, when we last left you, you had defeated Remnant Incerul, the quote-unquote father of the Caligny, a group of small folk who hailed from somewhere distant, from seemingly another plane, as they all left through a planar gate. After you actually didn't defeat so much as Remnant Incerul defeated the Stain, which was the Invidiac demon Oun that had been in the piece of sky metal and had broken the stone and quietly possessed Natalin. You picked up some treasure and you decided to beat feet and get out of the pit. You've been down here for your longest stretch of time yet. And you know you're just a day or two away from the Festival of Stardust. And you want to get home in time for the festival. So you started to leave and head up. Now when we left off, you had gone up a set of stairs nearby and found yourself in the webbed domain of Longfingers, who you just happened to have made very much made an impression on, and that individual was very helpful to you. Which is why the scene we see right now is the exterior of the pit. The Devil's Platter. The sun is rising in the east, casting long shadows. Even the very small stones and pebbles cast long shadows. We see a couple of coyotes that enter into the scene, circling around the pit, sniffing at some dark stains that were left a few days before. Perhaps some goblin blood from earlier encounters here. And then we see a hand break the surface of the pit, grabbing that edge above the ladder. Whose hand do we see? Who emerges first from the pit?
Can't help but feel it be Icselo leading the way.
Sure. I climb out first.
Tip of the spear.
But it's my regular hand.
That's what I was gonna say. Which one? That's a very important note.
I imagine seeing that normal hand pop up, followed a moment later by this strangely very translucent in the morning sun ghost arm.
Incredible.
And then the rest of you, as Icselo rises up out of the pit, the rest of you emerge into the morning sun on, I believe, is the 19 of, what is it, Sereneth?
Wow.
Toil Day, 19 Sereneth.
Wow. Incredible.
And you are just 2 days away from the
Ritual of Stardust.
the Ritual of Stardust, the Festival of Desna, the Solstice. Or is it the Equinox? I might have messed that one up. It says on the, I think it says on the calendar, but I don't have the calendar open in front of me. The sunlight is bright. You are filthy.
Solstice.
You are, some of you, wounded. You have I think in the dim light granted to you only by torches and low light vision, glowing crystals and such, you didn't realize just how dirty and blood crusted you were. You have slain things. You have had your own blood staining your clothes. You are battle worn as you climb out of the pit.
Ugh. I think Velynia would be like the second one out, and she would kind of be helping others up. And as she does, she's trying to control her facial expression at how disgusting everybody looks. And she's just like helping hoist people. And then I think once everybody gets out, she kind of like looks down at herself and is like, "We absolutely cannot walk back into town like this. Is there a body of water anywhere between here and there? There has to be, right? We have to clean up a little bit. Look at us."
Natalin, do you have that spell? Forgotten ability. Well, if we walk that way, we will end up in the water.
We have water spells.
I
I don't know if Natalin no longer has hers, but Millie still has rousing splash.
Yeah, I have water spells, but it's not it's not like a prestidigitation.
Like, it's just like poof.
I can make you really wet and also bloody and dirty.
Incredible.
Hell yeah.
Wow.
Anyway.
So, a river, a pond. How long did it take us? It didn't take us like a day even.
No.
Town,
You guys
right?
are the equivalent. The route you typically take. Well, let's take a look at it real quick. Instead of just trying to explain to you what we're seeing, let's head over here to our map. Going to Owlbear. I didn't even open Owlbear.
Wow.
And I believe I have a hinterlands. There's the farm. Here we go. The hinterlands. So if we take a look here, let's go. Where did it go? Interact. Make the map a little easier for you to see.
It's
on
beautiful.
Stream. So
We have
actually,
Cougar Creek.
so you guys are
Awesome.
Those are just women my age.
So you typically take the route from near Wisher's Well, traveling along the routes along here, passing by Trennell Farm, and up and around here. Even before you get into Sandpoint proper, whoops, I also realized my roads I'm drawing in a color that is the equivalent to rivers. Let's try this. So yeah, you guys would come in around this way, hop in around here, and then you would at the very least cross part of this little bit of river here before you ever get into Sandpoint. But yes, you could stop along the Cougar Creek. You could choose to walk across the Devil's Platter to the north and scale down and take your way via the Tarandarak River. But you are literally like less than 4 miles outside of Sandpoint. It just takes you a little while on foot, typically taking 2 to 3 hours depending on your stops and what you're doing.
What day is it? What time? And Velynia like looks up at the sky and she's like, "I'm not in any tremendous hurry to get back to town. If we wanted to take our time and swing by Cougar Creek." I need to wash up. And no offense, so do all of you.
Millie looks down at herself, perfectly clean, and goes, "Oh."
I'm sorry, Millie, not you. Everyone but you. Would that be all right if we took, I don't know, an hour, 2 hours out of the way? And then each have a chance to wash up?
I wouldn't mind.
Sounds good by me.
Terrific. And, yeah, Velynia's just kind of like doing her best to like hold her breath. We stink. And it's just horrible. Yeah, I think we make our way towards,
Okay.
Beaver Creek.
So yeah, you make it, along, the road, traveling down from, the Devil's Platter and along the road toward, Sarl and then Trennel Farms. Where along this route are you wanting to stop at the river? I don't want to assume, but there is a place past the Sarl Farm where the river is closest to the road.
Yeah,
That's
where
what
it,
I was
like,
thinking.
dips it.
Yeah.
Same.
Okay.
Like right. Oh, I can't move myself. Shit. But
No,
yes,
but
I see.
there's a
right,
pen. There's a pen tool.
right by the R and Creek. Yep.
Don't
right
tell
there.
them that.
Yeah, I think we would make our way there.
Do 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 do.
Ding, ding. Ding, 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 ding.
Ding ding.
Imagine though that the cluster is more spaced out
Yes.
Because-
yes.
because of the wafting aroma.
Well, I mean,
Yes,
based on the
yes.
scale of this map, you guys are approximately
We're like
a
a
quarter
mile
mile
apart.
away from each other.
Hey, I think I see.
See, in my mind, we're like Scooby-Doo. We're just one cell drawn all together.
Yes,
It's like
exactly. And we're
moving,
just
but we never.
none of our
change
heads are
distances
moving, but our
apart.
bodies
Yeah.
are all moving. Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. In repetitive loops.
Yep. And then when you stop moving, the color tone changes slightly because you know it's now a fixed drawing.
Well, gee whiz, gang. Yeah.
I think
We've established Velynia has no problem being naked. I think she strips and frickin' bathes very quickly once we get there, relieved to be in the water.
I'll go by myself.
I wash my clothes too in the on a rock.
Natalin would do the same, except she wouldn't strip down quite as much as Velynia does. She leaves her the linen shift on.
Understandable.
But she too would be cleaning all of her clothes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Once Icselo leaves, we're all gals here. Velynia has no
Yeah.
problem.
Lumi is actually also very completely fine with stripping naked too to get in the water. She really doesn't
I-
have too much to hide as well, being a kobold. So
Fair.
Millie's
I do
got
have soap.
if you need it.
Same.
I think I have soap also, actually, believe it or not. Mine is lavender scented.
Oh, well, look at you.
You laugh at my soap?
Not at all.
Incredible. I do have soap. Amazing. And I go over with soap, and I think I have a little canister of something. Nobody knows that it's a shea sugar scrub, and I exfoliate, and it's amazing. I smell terrific when I come back.
could I get a hand? Lumi calls out from beyond the reeds.
With what?
There's a part on my back that I can't really get to.
Fine. And I hustle over. I kind of wade over. It's about chest deep water. And I'm like, all right, come over here. And when you turn, do I see your wings?
You sure do. And she's like leaning back to like try to like the little bar sword in between her shoulder blades, and she can't quite reach, and she's like, it's so itchy. I think there's something there.
What do they look like? What do they look like again? Could you describe them?
Now,
At this point, yeah.
they've gotten longer since I last described them. They are.
Oh.
You notice, actually, the first thing you probably notice, is these folded up, appendages coming out from right at her shoulder blades. They are thin, spindly, though they are a color completely opposite to her. They are jet black. And they have a bit of a membrane to them as they unfurl a little bit. And what you'd notice, like they aren't too big. They aren't like larger than her body size. The wingspan is maybe like 3 feet if they're outstretched from side to side. But something that you do notice is that where the scales of these winglets meet her back, you can see there's these molting scales coming off. Her pearlescent scales are starting to peel away and get as the new growth of these jet black scales are coursing up along her mid-back area. And that's the area that she is finding very itchy because of the scales that are like kind of loosely detached in areas.
You said, and I think Velynia is looking closely at these, and I mean, it's like major, just lore-wise, it's not like kobolds don't have wings, right? No. Or ever.
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
So I think Velynia
at least not to your knowledge. You're not a kobold.
Yeah, right.
Biologist,
No. Velynia looks at this and is like, "You said they're itchy." Your back is
right.
Itchy.
Reach it, and she's like pointing. She's like tap, right in the middle of her back.
And I say, well, let's try this. And then I think Velynia does take a little of her Shea sugar scrub. What perfect timing! And she would kind of like exfoliate around like like around where the wings meet your back. And she's like, this is very interesting. You never told me you had wings.
Don't. You can talk and scratch at the same time. And you can see that her ears are like contorting a little bit, just from like and like her tail is like kind of flapping and splashing in the water from like the itch and the scratch, and she's trying her best not to like twitch her leg from it. And then she kind of like pauses as from what you said. Wings.
Well, yes. You have wings. I've never seen this before.
Are they wings now?
Well, they sure as shit look like wings. I mean, they're not big enough to do much, but I mean, I have seen winged creatures, and this certainly fits the bill.
Yeah, I guess these are wings. I don't know. They just seem kind of small and silly.
Well, they're not.
And I can't really see them that well. She's like turning her head around to actually like look at them. And
Velynia would like measure like with her hands how like long one of them is, and then kind of like hold that out in front of you, Lumi, and be like, they're about like this.
It's almost as long as my forearm.
Are they growing?
Well, last time Father Xantus looked at them, they're barely any bigger than my hand.
When was that?
Well, a week ago, I think.
A week ago? Oh, Lumi, they are growing. They are growing quite quickly.
I was wondering why I was so sore all the time.
Have you... Crazy question. Have you told anybody else other than your father about this?
Well, that's really come up.
This is fascinating. But if you'd prefer not not tell anybody. I understand.
I don't know. I'm kind of scared too, because, well, you see, people don't have wings, and if I have them, then I'm not really a person, and people will think I'm even more of a monster, and I don't know.
After the whole deal with you coming out of an egg.
Yeah, because people don't come out of eggs, you know.
All right. Well, I understand. Is it less itchy now?
No, there's one more spot. You kind of been missing it. You have to go down a little bit and to the right.
I do, and I get you all exfoliated.
Yeah, and her tail flaps into the water, splashing you with a mist of pond water.
And I would hand you the what is left of this jar of shea sugar scrub.
And you notice some of these pearlescent scales do come off from your scrubbing. They're much smaller than the dragon scales that we recovered. Obviously, they're like almost like fish scales with how with the sheen and the size of them are, and how tender and soft they are.
I would give you the rest of this scrub, and I'd be like, if it gets itchy again, I think this will help.
Well, maybe I can take one of those branches and I can like tie something, like I can dry something out and tie it to the end. Oh, that's something I shall call it a loofah.
Perfect. That should do the job. One last question, and then I will never bring this up again.
Well, I'm an open book, I guess.
Do you happen to know the color of the dragon from whence your egg came? I mean, where your egg was found.
It was a cloud dragon egg.
It was?
Yeah. Well, it's a kobold egg.
I know it's a kobold egg. I get that. And you're sure it was a cloud dragon? All right. And I think Velynia doesn't push. Velynia is concerned that the wings are black, and they seem to be taking over Lumi's.
Yeah, and the patches of scales that you've sloughed off. There's these like older, like tougher black jet scales underneath that you've exposed. Now, kind of like this like patchwork smear that kind of connects all of her lower back.
And she would just she would shrug and be like, all right, well, you're all clean and non-itchy, so
thank you.
You're welcome.
Sorry to have you do this hassle.
No, I understand. It's maddening when you can't reach an itch.
Yeah, it is kind of frustrating, and well, with you saying that they've been getting bigger, then that kind of makes sense why they've been so itchy, and well, I couldn't help but notice that some of the scales came off, and I think I'm molting. This hasn't happened in a bit. Last time I molted, I was half as big as I was before, and maybe I'm getting bigger still. I don't know.
Do your best to keep an eye on your wings, Lumi. If they're growing, I mean, what a terrific research opportunity.
Yeah, I've been kind of just keeping them underneath my armor because I don't want them to snag on anything. And
of course.
Yeah.
Well, perhaps one day you could use them.
For what?
Actually fly. For flying.
Don't be preposterous.
You're not that big, Lumi. If your
Well,
wings
neither
were
are
even...
they.
Well, if they keep growing, they will be.
You know that you have to have hollow bones to fly. I don't have hollow bones.
That's not true. But I suppose
Says
we'll
who?
see.
But
What's
do
your
you
source on
know
that one?
that?
It says
your bones aren't hollow.
Yeah, right. What if your bones are getting hollow? What if you have a very specific osteoporosis? I don't know. I mean, there are winged creatures that can fly and don't have hollow bones.
Like what?
What is the shit? I can't come up with it. What is the race of like angel type creatures in this?
I guess an angel. Yeah.
Yeah. I said, and dragons, of course.
Well, those got hollow bones.
They do not either.
You know what? I bet my 2 left socks that when we find dragon bones, they're going to be hollow. You see.
Very well. And I hold out my hand, like to shake your head out. Like, I'll bet you 5 gold that when we find dragon bones, they are hard as a rock.
5 gold it
not
is.
hollow.
5 gold it is that they're hollow like a bird's.
Well, we shall see. And Velynia kind of like wades away from you and like walks back up onto the shore. And her clothes, I think, are dry by now. And yeah, she puts everything back on and starts to get ready to get on the move.
Nephilim.
Feeling much cleaner.
Or Nephilim in the remaster is sort of encompasses all like celestials and fallen celestials. So what would be
about,
yes.
What
would be Asimur or Tiefling or
Asimur is what I was really looking for, but yes.
But those are all now Nephilim.
Nephilim.
What
okay.
are the rest of you doing anything in particular? Are you also scrubbing each other's backs?
While all of the dirties are getting undirtied, Millie had built a small little fire, kind of like in a little clear area, and she had pulled out of her pack a very tiny little like a little camp little kettle thing, and what is it, and she had started some water boiling, so she is making a tea. So when y'all come back up from the banks, Millie will be like, "Oh, would you all like a little bit of tea to take the chill off? It's chamomile and mint."
Sounds delightful, Millie. Thank you.
Well, that sounds great.
I helped myself to some tea, and it's wonderful. I'm sure.
Natalin?
Yeah, Natalin was just cleaning her clothes, the layers and layers upon of her clothing, drying some of the outer stuff, but we know as soon as it gets back on, the inners are going to be slightly damp, as they always are. So she doesn't spend too much time kind of drying them. She tries not to touch anybody while less clothed, in case she was to zap them. But she probably comes up before Lumi and Velynia do, and would absolutely help herself to some of Millie's tea, some of that warmth. But I think, for the most part, she would take the tea, and she'd probably sit off, like on a log somewhere off, away from the others at this moment. She's contemplating. She's very much in her head about things at this moment.
Icselo.
I probably show up last, and nothing really to report.
Everybody roll me 1, a perception check, and 2, I need somebody to roll me a d10.
Got it.
Okay, looks like
Who's rolling the D10 team? Nice.
okay.
Thank you, bye.
Looks like Velynia,
I
Millie,
win at seeing.
Velynia, Millie, and Icselo are the most perceptive. Question, Millie. Is Monte Cristo out?
Oh yeah, I would have busted him out as soon as we started walking.
What is Monte Cristo doing? In your lap?
Right now he's curled up next, kind of near the fire.
Except he's
chilling.
not.
Oh.
As he suddenly looks up and does that thing where cats are sound asleep and then suddenly they're instantly alert and awake, and his back arches slightly and his ears lay back.
Ooh, airplane ears.
Between where the river is and where the road is, you're far enough back. I'd say you're probably, we'll say 100 meters or so off the road. There's some tall grass and a little bit of foliage, some trees along the riverbank here. Nothing dense. You still have a relatively clear view of the road, sort of looking straight. I guess it'd be sort of east or northeast, or yeah. What am I doing guessing? There's a freaking map right here. Yeah, east. But it's through some of the shrubbery that you hear a rustling.
Oh. I draw my sword.
And then
You might want to show yourself slowly. I've still got a lot of magic in me.
Monte Cristo gives a little bit of a hiss. There's another rustle. A little bit closer.
Show yourself.
And I would like...
If it is fucking... No. No, 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 no. No, 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 no.
I would like... What do you knowing about?
Vi guessed it's Lala. I don't... It's not. It's not her. I'm manifesting that it's not.
It's Lala, but on... down on all
Sneaking
fours,
around.
but where her elbows and knees are up, is she skittering along the ground?
Oh, God. No. That's worse than Lala normal.
She's like on her back in that weird, like,
Doing the exorcist thing.
zombie crawl, yeah.
Ugh.
I would like to... I'm going to roll... Actually, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to roll randomly. There are... I'm going to roll a d10. Since there's 5 of you. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Cari, Velynia.
Yes.
I need you to make a reflex save.
Oh, Christ. 25.
Let's see. How do you react, or what do you do when a large yellow dog appears in the air in front of you and pounces on you?
I think okay.
In terms of yellow,
Yeah.
think like Labrador.
Like a
yellow.
golden oh my
Or
God.
golden
Pet
retriever.
that dog.
Can I pet that dog? I think Velynia, like, her first reaction, she drops into like a combat stance, but seeing that it's just a dog, she like drops her sword, and then it just kind of, she allows it to just poof and like crash into her, and I think she falls backwards. She's like laying on her back with this dog on her.
This dog, as you sort of maintain your composure, this dog instantly licks at your face, and then it's gone. Just it disappears, and suddenly Natalin, the dog's in front of you, putting its paws up on top of you, trying to excitedly paw at you and trying to lick your face.
I try not to touch it with my hands because I'm pretty sure I don't want to zap the poor dog.
That's good. That's good. Discipline.
The dog will suddenly turn, and before it's even fully turned, it's in front of Lumi. And it starts to run circles around you.
Okay, Lumi is starting to panic. She is scared of dogs. And
oh no.
she's like doing a thing where she's like putting her hands up, she's like trying to back up, and the thing is like running around excitedly. And she is looking very distraught, and she's a bit helpless here. Guys,
It
she
blinks.
barely stammers out something.
It blinks away from you. Boom. And is suddenly in that stance where the dog's rear end is up, its paws are down, and it just suddenly appears right in front of Monte Cristo. What does Monte Cristo do?
Monte Cristo would probably give him a bat on his nose. Bap.
If I know cats, and I do, I feel like it probably gives him like 7 baps on the nose very quickly.
Yeah, I think that this dog, this time it blinks, but like with its eyes, it just rapidly blinks with each bat, and then it just sticks one paw out and kind of rests it on Monte Cristo.
This is
and
so
it does that sort of like where it's not really even snapping at him, but just kind of like I want to bite you, but I can't bite you.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Icselo.
I love him.
I think no, not Icselo. Let's see, that was Millie. You were the second highest on perception. You hear the sound of wagon wheels on the road approaching from the same direction you came from, actually. Actually, I take that back. They're generally coming from the same direction as you, but before you got to Sarl Farm, there was a secondary road that came from the south west. I guess you guys are far enough along you wouldn't know that. They came from the way you came. And you can hear the sound of more than one wagon's wheels approaching.
Millie stands up, kind of brushes off her dress, and goes, "Oh, heads up! There's a wagon or two coming." And then she looks down at the dog and gives it a quick scritch behind its ears. "Stop harassing Monty."
It gives a couple more playful.
Monte Cristo is doing that thing that cats do, where they're not really meowing, but they're just kind of going.
Lumi is now standing kind of beside Icselo right now for protection.
Wherever you move, Lumi. Let me see. I think what I'll do.
Hey, oh.
I would say roughly anytime you move, Lumi, this dog kind of, it's very excited, and its attention to moving from person to person, smelling around where you guys approach when you walked in this way and moving around. But after that first moment when you started to actively fear from this dog, wherever you move, it tries to keep its distance away from you. It seems to be sensing your fear and trying not to exacerbate it. You even see it make a couple tentative moves, like it wants to get closer. It wants to even maybe investigate Icselo. But with you hiding behind Icselo, it stops. And even a couple times, it seems to take a couple steps forward, and then it just sort of blink. And every time it blinks, it's not even a popping sound. It's like you see it there, and then it's like, wait, now it's 3 feet back from where it was. And now you all can hear the sound of wagon wheels approaching.
Jake, does this doggo have a collar?
It does not.
Well, I imagine he belongs to the wagon train that's coming.
Jake, may I do a recall knowledge to identify this dog creature?
You certainly may. Give me nature or arcana.
Cool. That will be... okay. 33.
Whoa!
Yeah, you know without a doubt.
So much.
You know without a doubt that this is a blink dog. They are slightly more intelligent than your average domesticated or even wild dog. They tend to be very energetic, and they have this natural connection to magic that gives them the ability to at will just blink. Flicker is actually what it's called now, I guess. Don't tell me they rename these things to flick dogs. That would be weird. Where they basically flicker quickly between with that high of a roll, you know that they don't just, they're not like misty stepping kind of thing. They're actually traveling through another plane momentarily. They flicker between this plane and another plane. And they have other magical abilities too. They're generally not domesticated. I'm not a huge fan of this artwork to represent them. I prefer sort of the D&D version of what a blink dog looks like. But I'll drop this in the chat.
Oh, wow. Cool.
As well. But yeah, you know that this is in fact a blink dog. And speaking of wagon trains, Velynia, you in fact see through the trees on the road 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 wagons.
Wow.
The lead wagon is a sturdy wagon with iron banded wheels. It looks a little weathered, but like it's been kept up. You see that it's not particularly like, it's not overly decorated. It's painted in sort of a deep green color with some brass accents along it, tarnished a bit. And there is up near the front where the driver is, you can see that there are lanterns hanging on the front and back, and there is actually painted on the side of it a sign that says the Lamplighter Company. Behind that,
We're here for the festival.
Behind
Oh,
that is
boy.
a very decorative wagon painted in faded jewel tones of blue, purple, and gold. It looks like the sides of this wagon, you can see lots of hinges and places where it basically looks like you see almost like a what looks like a theater front, but it looks like this wagon unfolds,
opens up,
and opens up.
Cool.
Yes,
Oh,
you see
man.
another wagon that is very modified, cluttered, covered in patchwork plating, spare parts, all kinds of tools, gears, cranks, extra wagon wheels, all different kinds and types of lashings and rope and canvas. There's hardly a free space on the side of this wagon that's not filled with some kind of spare parts is what it looks like. The fourth wagon is a very it's a smaller wagon with green stained wood, and you see from the exterior of this one bundles of dried herbs hanging. There's near the back, clattering as it rolls along, you see bone and seed pod chimes. There's some glass vial racks lined up along the outside. There is a fifth wagon that is a narrow, stripped down wagon that is pulled by a single horse. This wagon looks like it's built for speed and maneuverability. And you see, like I said, a rather simple looking wagon, but there is a single painting on the side of it that is just 3 gold coins. The final wagon is a simple wagon draped in a the cloth that covers it, the canvas that goes over this wagon, is in a slightly translucent but dyed cloth that is dyed in the tones of the night sky, transitioning from sunset to deep night, and has swirls of paint to represent the nighttime sky across it. You can also see that the wagon itself does have as an adornment what looks like swooping lines going from the back towards the front, and then right up near where the driver sits, you see emblazoned a large, colorful monarch butterfly. The wagon train, you see at that front sturdy green and brass wagon, you see a heavy-set man with bright red hair, a huge bright red mustache, as he suddenly calls, "Whoa, whoa, whoa!" And you see as the rest of the wagon train sort of comes to a stop, and you hear a voice calling back as he says, "Well, it seems as though old Kaeryn has found more than just water."
Kaeryn. Oh, that's awesome.
Hello there.
Hello.
Oh, hi.
Now keep in mind, you guys are like 100 or more yards away from.
Hello.
But he's like, "We are just travelers on the road, heading into Sandpoint."
What's your business in Sandpoint? And I kind of like lean to my comrades, and I'm like, I think I already know.
He kind of looks back at the others, and this wagon train stretches. I mean, it's 6 wagons, so it's probably itself stretched out for a good, I don't know, how big is a wagon? probably 100 feet or more that it stretched out. And he
Wow.
says, well, truth be told, our business is our own. But Stardust.
Yeah.
Or is it Starlight? Did I misspeak myself?
Stardust!
Oh, the festival. And I would call out, you wouldn't happen to have room for a couple of travelers to sit on your tailgates, would you? We are heading the same way.
I suppose that depends on how many of you there are and what your business in Sandpoint is.
We're traveling back to Sandpoint after a quest. We live there, and we wouldn't mind not having to walk. There are 5 of us. I hope to God these are actually entertainers and these are not like fucking brigands, because we could be fucked. We are trusting these.
Not
I
like
trusted
last
these people
time?
too much. Yeah, yeah, right.
Go ahead and make me an impression.
Okay.
I was to say make an impression roll, but I like make me an impression
Make me
instead.
an impression.
Make me an impression.
Make me an impression. That is diplomacy, right?
Yes.
Okay. That's a 19. Do I get a +2 because we cleaned up?
No, you just don't get a negative
Shit. Okay.
because you're filthy and gross.
19.
I think I think Brannick kind of looks for a moment and then he looks back and he's not talking necessarily to anybody, but you do see him look to the wagon behind him, the decorative one with the that looks like a traveling stage. And you see this man, by the way, is a human man. You see a human woman who looks very tall, slender, short cropped, dark hair. She looks kind of towards him and she just kind of shrugs. And he says, I don't see any harm in it. We're all heading the same direction.
Yes.
And we've got more than enough room.
Awesome. Incredible.
You can feel free to spread out and sit on the sideboards with any one of us. Except maybe Orin, the third wagon back. He's a nervous fellow.
Wonderful. Thank you. Let us gather our things. We'll be ready shortly. And you can gather your dog.
Oh, Merritt's not our dog. He's just been traveling with us for the last week or so.
Ah,
Merrin belongs to no one.
so cool. I love this guy's vibe. All right. Well, give us a moment, and I go back to the gang, and I'm like, everyone, I found us a ride. Hurry up, grab all your things.
Well done, Velynia. I'm so proud of you. Look at you.
Thank you.
Working on your negotiations.
Yeah, I mean, it's. I suppose I just asked, and Velynia is secretly flattered at Millie's compliment. It's like, well, I just asked, and he said yes. So onward.
How do
Oh, yeah.
you approach the wagons? Do you divide up and...
I think I accidentally get on the nervous guy's wagon.
Oh my god, because I forget to in my excitement I forget to tell him about the
So
caveat.
let me tell you who you can see driving each of these wagons, and I'll let you decide from there.
Incredible.
So the lead, he introduces himself as you approach. In fact, he would hop down, or rather climb down. He's of an age where hopping probably down from the sideboards isn't the best maneuver.
Isn't an option.
But he steps down, and again, you see that he's probably about 6'5", very broad-shouldered, broad of chest and belly, but has the look of somebody who smiles and laughs a lot. He introduces himself. Brannick Vale, caravan master of the Lamplighter Company. The lovely lady behind me is Sarah Lumen. The nervous fellow. And you see in the third wagon back, you see a next you see a little gnome, gnomish fellow. That's Oren Kettlewick. The very delightfully smelling wagon. Fourth back is Malin Thornroot. Behind her is Icket Threecoin. And you would actually see a Tengu, which is actually kind of a bird folk, very much looking like a sort of a humanoid raven. And bringing up the rear is Sister Helvera. And you see in the lead, driving the last wagon, is a older, probably, well, age probably hard to discern. She looks like she's half elven, and she's dark skinned and has the appearance. None probably isn't terribly off, but she definitely, if not a nun, she's definitely a devout of Desna, as indicated by the butterflies on her wagon. So I ask again, with whom will you take a seat? If you still wish to, Icselo, by all means, you climb up next to the tiny gnomish fellow.
Out of everybody here, he seems the least weird and the least inclined to talk to me. So I think I, throw my shield, spear, sword belt in the back of his wagon, hop up, Icselo, lean back, visor down. We're napping.
Amazing.
He gives you he kind of looks at you a little when you just throw your stuff in his wagon, like, and as you are climbing up, he's very, and when you introduce yourself, you just get a quick, Oren Kettlewick, and when you repose, he very quickly goes, very obviously relieved that you do not want to talk.
Same, buddy. Energy matched.
I would ask that second wagon, the one that Brannick was nodding to before.
Malin Thorn. No, sorry, not Malin. Sarah Lumen.
Yeah, I would just ask her if it would be all right if I ride on her the sideboard.
She smiles brightly down at you, and she pats the seat next to her, the empty seat, which you can see has a brightly colored cushion that she sits upon.
Amazing.
And she holds out a slender hand to you to help you up as she says, I would absolutely love it if you would oblige me with your company.
Oh my God, incredible. I want to oblige her with my company. I take it back. I'm like, oh, if you insist. 100% by. I take her hand and I like hoist myself up onto the seat beside her.
Millie would approach the what was his name? It wasn't Captain Party Pants. Malin Treehorn.
What? Captain Party Pants?
That was my name for him.
Sorry. No, sorry. Malin Thornroot is a human woman. Probably looks to be in her 30s.
Yeah, oh no. Millie's going for the head of this train. She's going for the dude.
Brannick Vale.
Yep, and she's just gonna hoist herself up and be like, well, I hope you don't mind having your ear talked off, even though the ride is short.
I would say the same for you.
God, I love it. Oh, what a delight.
Lumi will go to the nice-smelling third cart, intrigued by the woman that might be in there.
That would be the fourth one.
Mm.
The third one is the one with Icselo with the gnome.
Mm.
That was Malin Thornroot, the 30-ish-year-old woman, the herbalist cart. Yes. Sorry. I have absolutely no problem with you riding with me, but do you have any allergies?
Oh, no, actually. No, I don't.
Then you should be all right. I do have a lot of exotic plants and herbs and perfumes and such as that. I wanted you to know before you got up here. These smells are sometimes a bit overwhelming for some folk.
I think it smelled so pretty and very interesting and honestly, like, this is so cool they have all of this here. Now, what's this one?
And I think she would immediately I just picture Lumi going, and what's this? And what's this? And she just starts listing, this is root of this, or heart of that, or this one's called
something.
The
vain.
Lover's Kiss.
Oh God.
What now?
The Lover's Last Kiss. Very dangerous.
Oh, poison.
Oh, so
No, it's bad. It's a bad one.
No, it's not.
It's not a good one. It's a bad one.
Oh, don't touch that. Very dangerous. It'll put you asleep for a long time. It's called Oil of Taggart.
Interesting. Oil of Taggart, you say?
Yeah.
Oh, I think that could come in handy.
Very educational.
How much? Do you have like a dose of its oil, maybe?
Oh God! Don't fucking Lumi. You're a menace.
I'm sorry. Maybe when we're set up in town for the festival. For now, I'd rather just get to town and shake some of this dust off.
Well, if you need a hand with anything, you should let me know as well.
That is one petard I do not intend to hoist myself by. The Oil of Taggart is a bit of a in-joke between Violet and I.
Incredible.
And I will continue to try to engage in her special interest of alchemical and botanical ingredients if she'll allow it along the rest of the cart ride.
Natalin.
Natalin actually refrains from joining anyone in on their wagon. She's going to walk behind the wagon train, just kind of off to one side of it and follow along.
I think that the Marin, the blink dog, will occasionally blink near you, and then will just suddenly be at the front of the caravan, as he just seems to blink back and forth at will. I should actually check on this. How far can he blink? Okay, so technically he can only go 10 feet in a random direction. So every once in a while he just disappears and reappears next to a different cart. I think at one point, even probably just suddenly appears on the sideboard next to the Tengu. And you all are engaged in various conversations. You can either talk idle chatter, or if you want to talk more seriously or get to know your individual, go for it.
I would like to get to know my individual. What's her vibe? What's her deal? I think Velynia is kind of actually awkward in conversation. She's very tired. She almost died twice in the pit. Like, it's been a long day already. And I think she's just sort of like, so where are you from?
That, dear, is quite the question to ask. Where am I from? I'm a student of the road, you could say. But if you base it on the place I've spent a larger amount of time, I guess I'd call Kaeryn home.
You don't say.
No, I do.
I'm from Kaeryn, but it's been a very long time. Have you been back recently?
Oh, it's been some time since I've been to Kaeryn. I hail from the Orient, but that's probably obvious to you.
You do have that way about you, I suppose. I spent a lot of time in the Orient, but I forget. Oh shit! What do you remember, Jake? What section of Velynia would have been the Orient? Probably, like that where the thing was.
Are you talking about your forging
Yes.
of a blade?
Yes. No, I mean, I know that was in the Orient for sure.
Oh,
but,
you're
like,
talking about where
she's actually from. Like,
oh
where
no,
the
I don't think
brothel
it was the Orient that you were from.
No.
You you were not from the Orient, and
it was, I forgot the name of it. Anyway,
yeah, it's a different
very
district.
aware of and spent a lot of time in the Orient. So, but I would just kind of be like, yes, the Orient is a beautiful place. So much to see and do.
Did you ever, if you spend time in the Orient, did you ever make your way to the House of Painted Echoes?
Once or twice.
Are you familiar with the works, both written and performed, by Taliora Vicien?
Yes. Not as intimately as I'd like to be, admittedly.
Well, if there's anybody that's intimately associated with Taliora Vicien, well, not in that way, mind you. I studied under, well, I'd say I studied under her, but more importantly, I studied under her works. I was a very young girl when I saw her perform a few times, and by the time I was of an age to where I would have gotten the opportunity to perform alongside or even as an understudy for her, sadly she passed.
You don't say. I never heard that.
but I have been lucky enough in my travels to come across several of her works.
She was prolific in her artistry, volume, if nothing else. She put out many pieces, many great works.
That she did. I understand she... Well, if the stories are to be believed, she led quite an opulent life. I mean, to own her very own theater in the Orient. Best I can do is this, and she kind of pats the side of the wagon. She says, you just wait. Come festival here in a couple days. I will have this stage opened up, and I will do my best to channel the very spirit of Taylor Vicien. With, of course, Sarah Lumen's influence.
And I kind of nod as politely as I'm able, and I'm like, I'm sure it'll be wonderful. I can't wait to see it.
Well, what
And this
about
is
you?
obviously
You
bringing up a lot of shit.
What about you? You mentioned y'all were just on your way back from a quest.
Yes, we were adventuring up on the Devil's Platter.
Ooh, that sounds exciting.
It was, and I think Velynia would regale her with some of their adventures in the pit, and I think Velynia is doing her best. The competition in her is strong. She's trying to flower this up, to make it seem like an epic adventure, while in reality it was just sort of brutal and messy. And
go ahead and either make an impression or roll me a I know what I want you to roll, and I'm not sure if I'm conflating with nope, it is here. Performance. I couldn't remember if performance was one that was in here.
I'll go ahead and make an impression. That's a 23.
She seems genuinely interested in your story.
Amazing.
And I think as you begin to tell stories of your adventures, which we, the audience, have already heard, the camera stops moving or moves elsewhere in the wagon train.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody else having particular conversations? I would say, roughly speaking, you guys are probably only 45 minutes from Sandpoint.
That's awesome. So it's like whatever time we lost by stopping to take a bath, we've made up by finding the wagon train here.
Pretty much. Anybody else? Okay. So then I think as the camera stops moving and we see the wagon train just continuing to roll along, the camera rises high up into the air where,
Cool.
As you guys are rolling past the horn of the foothills to the west of the Devil's Platter, we see Sandpoint in the distance. And that is where we are going to take a break.
Yay!
All right, we're going to go ahead and take a 5 to 10 minute break. We will see you on the other side. Back into the situation where I have the power.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was quickly turning.
Boy, do you wish you knew what was going on when we were off camera.
It's awful. It's the worst thing.
Things were said. Things that can't be unsaid.
We're traveling. Millie's talking to what's his face.
Yeah. Millie, is this like the last thing you want to say to him as you arrive in Sandpoint, or?
Oh no, what is it? Millie would just like wanna find out like a little bit more about their group. I'm curious to know a little bit more about your group. Where do you come from? Do you just go around from place to place, or are you from a certain city?
You say, where do you come from? He immediately starts going, where do you come from? Where do you go? Oh, someday, over a pint, I'll tell you about Cotton Eye Joe.
Oh, that sounds like a fascinating story. Is this your first time coming to Sandpoint?
For me, yes, it is. I believe Miss Lumen has been here before.
Oh, how exciting. Well, let me tell you about all the places that you'll want to check out while you're here. And then Millie rattles on and on about the white deer, the rusty dragon, the what is it? Sandpoint Savories, Two Night Brewery, like.
That is awesome, dude.
And Brannick listens with rapt attention.
Oh, and the cats meow. Well, if you go and see Six at the cat's meow, tell him Millie sent you.
As you're riding along and you're telling about all of these fine places, as you approach Sandpoint, and I think that you can even see as you're coming down out of the foothills, looking across Sandpoint, to the north of Sandpoint in particular. There's a few on the southern side here, but to the north of Sandpoint, you can see that there's a collection of wagons growing just outside the city proper.
It's badass. People are coming from all over.
And people are starting to set up. Some people will choose to, and Brannick tells you, some even in this group will go inside the city proper to be a part of the festivities. Sarah will be looking for a place to set up her stage, and Oren is traveling with the intent of meeting up with where did it go? I forget his name. I don't have it on this sheet.
Nisk Tander, Pillbug?
No.
Nope.
No. Oren is looking to meet up with the oh my gosh, what is it called? There's a wagoner in town.
I do not remember the wagoner.
We need our document. Where's our document about
God
this?
damn it!
I
Our
opened the wrong
document, our
one.
fucking database. Shit. Maps, location.
Ween's Wagons.
Shit. I was almost there.
Was looking to meet up with Bilivar Ween. They've corresponded for years.
Ween?
His name is Ween. We've never.
Yes,
talked about
you
this
have, because you
person.
made these same jokes before.
Mr. Billy Ween.
Yep. How could you forget? Anyway.
Sorry.
Oh, adolescent 5, Cari.
I'm sorry.
Oren and Bilivar have corresponded for a number of years, and finally he's making his way into Sandpoint, so they're going to meet up in person. But
Incredible.
as you start to get to where at this point you're starting along the road to navigate through where many people are parked along the river or along either side of the road. And they've slowed down a bit. And as you're rolling into the southern part of town, they start to bring the wagon train to a stop, and Bolivar, nope, not Bolivar, Brannick, looks over to you, Millie, and says, well, I'm excited to have the opportunity to be here for the festival, and I'll probably stick around for a few days. You seem to be quite knowledgeable about Sandpoint and all the many and varied places to see in town. Perhaps you'll be willing to show me around some evening.
Oh, it would be my pleasure.
When the festivities are done, and I find myself with a free evening, whereupon might I call upon you?
Well, I generally stay at the White Deer Inn, but normally at night, my companions and myself will be at the Rusty Dragon. It's a little more hopping over there.
Oh my god. The hopping. I love it.
The Rusty Dragon and the White Deer. Well, I do hope that Desna sees fit that our paths had crossed again before then, but if not, before I leave town, I will call upon you. And he steps down and then reaches up a hand to help you down.
Oh, what a gentleman. What a gentleman.
I want to picture that like behind me, Monte Cristo's still sitting on the little seat, rolling his little cat eyeballs.
Yeah, oh,
It's
100%.
at this
He
moment-
is looking very judgy right now.
At this moment that he just does that little cat hairball or that when you see the videos where the cat like sniffs at somebody's foot and then just goes
Yeah. Yeah, 100%. He does that once. Great.
Oren does not say a word to you, Icselo. When the wagon comes to a stop, if you don't open your eyes immediately, Oren will just nervously
See, that's the thing, is Icselo didn't actually sleep at all. I was literally
Didn't
just
feel
paying
like
attention
talking?
to everything and felt like this guy didn't want to talk. So as soon as the wagon stops, lift the visor, hop off, and it's like, you know, have a good day, man.
yeah. Yeah. And Sarah says to Velynia, to you, well, I do hope you will come by to see me perform on the night of the festival.
I wouldn't miss it for the world.
And
Thank you for the company.
oh, thank you for the company. You know, these folks are all fine when we would camp alongside the roads, but it's a bit lonely sitting in your own wagon driving along the road for a while, so it was nice to have your company, even if only for a short distance.
And Velynia nods and hops down.
And Lumi, Malin just says to you, I think Malin does give you sort of she really quick, she starts, kind of goes to the side of the wagon, opens up a couple of panels, and she pulls out this very small wooden crate, almost like something that you would put what are those, I don't know if they even make them anymore, It's all plastic. But used to be when you'd go to the market, you'd get berries, like strawberries and stuff, would be in these like little thin woven baskets. She gives some. She
like a wicker?
yeah, wicker. That's the word I wanted. Something like that. She pulls this little like wicker basket. No, I think Malin Thornroot's the kind of person that would call it a whisker basket. She either deliberately or unintentionally mispronounces wicker. And she just starts grabbing a selection of herbs and things. It's all sort of culinary type stuff. Nothing. It's not like reagents or anything like that. Certainly not any oil of Taggett, but they're I think for the purposes of your inventory, you can be assumed to have a portable spice rack of herbs and spices, Lumi. I don't know if there's anything like that in inventory, but she gives you a selection of herbs and spices.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much. Oh, this is wonderful. Thank you.
We'll be sure to tell people where you got these now. You point them to my wagon, because I will be selling these things this week.
Gosh, the way you dry them out, but they still have so much fragrance to them. Exemplary.
The key is I dry them out while traveling through the countryside.
That
They're not
nice pastoral air gets. Oh yeah, that's so smart.
And I think you get a few playful blinks around you, Natalin, but Marin seems to know to keep his distance. And as the wagon train sort of comes to an end and you're all disembarking and sort of regathering, Sister Halvera, who had said not a word to you, Natalin, just as you pass by her wagon, she just says, "Blessings of Desna upon you."
And on you.
I think that probably
Under his eye.
surprises Natalin a little bit, because she wasn't expecting like any interactions or whatever. She wasn't probably even realizing where she was as she was leaving, to kind of go to the Rusty Dragon, that she was passing this wagon. So she kind of starts a little bit, and then I think she would look over at the woman, and then just kind of a bow and thank you.
She just smiles and gives you a nod, but you see the smile, while genuine, doesn't quite reach her eyes. And you as you're disembarking, or you're all gathering, and some of these the wagons are beginning to move on. They're moving ahead to the market. You basically all have been offloaded in front of Rusty Dragon, which is of course extremely evident when you hear a very familiar voice. As Bethana Corwin calls out, Natalin, is that you?
And I think Natalin's whole demeanor at that moment kind of changes as she hears Bethana. She's like, "Oh, I'm here." And she kind of quickly nods to the rest of the party. I'll see you, bye. And she would head off to the Rusty Dragon quickly.
You just hear as she says, well, first she fusses about you a little bit. Just kind of looking you over to make sure, like she's looking for any kind of obvious signs of trauma, wounds, scars, things that maybe weren't there before.
In fact, this is probably the worst Bethana has seen Natalin in a very long time. Natalin hasn't been this hurt in months, if not years, at least for what Bethana's seeing. So I would think that there's probably like some real blackness under her eyes. While she's cleaned up, there are some obvious signs of damage to her, especially from the hits and the grabs from Remnant, what he did to her. But Natalin will try to kind of brush off Bethana as best as possible. You know, she's hovering, and she's being that mama bird around Natalin, and Natalin is just trying to downplay it as much as possible.
She gives you a scowl more than once, but knows not to pry too much. And finally, she just kind of says, "Well, if you don't want me fussing over you, then that's how it'll be. Go inside, set your things down, and I need you to go to Sandpoint Savories right away. Elma Alverton has already been baking up all kinds of star rolls. We're going to have so many people in here for the next several days, and I'm just afraid we're going to run out." She's got the whole order.
Okay. Just give me about 10 minutes, and I will run over and do that. Because I think Natalin she'll put her stuff away, but she wants to refocus, spend like 10 minutes refocusing, so that the headwinds and stuff that's buffeting her right now kind of tame down slightly, so that it's less obstructive to those around.
I imagine that this the headwinds, as you say, it hasn't been terrible, like super noticed, because of just as you've arrived in town, it's a hustle and bustle. There's a lot more people than you're used to seeing, except obviously you're used to it around festival days, but there's so many people and coming and going that every once in a while, somebody might move a little too close and a hat gets blown off or something. So I imagine as you head up to your room and set your things down, there's this moment of placing everything down. And though it's only been a couple days, there's that moment of just, you can hear the sound of the wagons and the merchants and the market of a few, half a block away. And you can even hear the bustle of breakfast service down below. There's that moment of you're isolated, you're in your own room in the privacy, and you just have that moment of, and you can spend your time focusing and doing what you need to.
Yeah, I think as that bustle leaves and she has that one moment, I think she kind of sits on her bed and cross legs. Before we see her go into the her meditation, there's a moment that we see her face where she's trying to gather her emotions and her thoughts, and there's a solitary tear kind of just runs down. It kind of mixes with the water that's on her face before her face becomes again placid, and she enters her trance. And then, of course, once it's over, she will do the
She runs to the
Quickly.
bakery. La
quickly
boulangerie.
does the mission she was put on by Bethana.
Velynia, where are you going?
Velynia lives at the church now. She's
Okay.
living in that one weird outbuilding. So I think Velynia would wait for Lumi, and they would walk together.
Icselo, you haven't yet made arrangements to get your own place. You talked about it. Are you still staying at the barracks, or were you staying somewhere else? I don't remember.
No, I'm currently still staying at the barracks. I had put out, I worked with somebody, I don't remember their names off the top of my head, but it was like a real estate agent that was looking for a place for me, but we left. I mean, top priority is going to see my daughter, so... In theory, she should be at home. It's in theory.
Should be is the operative phrase there.
So you would actually backtrack then, because if she's at home, you'd be heading to the...
Yep.
To the... Oh my gosh. Scarnetti. My brain suddenly weirdly went to Grand Theft Auto, because Salvatore Mansion is what popped into my head.
You might want to do a pit stop at Verna's.
What?
Get yourself a glove.
Oh.
Yeah.
He can make his arm corporeal, right?
No, we
he's not
cannot.
using it.
No.
thought
So
you
question,
said
is
you
it
could use
like
it.
translucent but still skin color? Is it translucent but like you see bone? Is it like spooky green?
I was thinking spooky green.
I
was
think-
thinking it's spooky green.
I think that it's not an x-ray. You don't see the bones and stuff inside. It is
Definitely
it is absolutely a spooky green that you can see through.
So hear me out.
Probably just wrap that shit up though.
That's what I'm saying. Is like in either in my cloak if I have one, or just like bandage it up.
I think, don't you literally have a cloak in your character art?
Yeah.
I mean,
it's more of a
come on. This
cape.
is Pathfinder D&D. Everybody's got a cloak if they want it.
Yeah, it's cool.
That's like basic. You got like the basic starter.
No capes.
I'm pretty sure it's
No
part of the
capes!
Explorer wear.
I said cloak,
Stratocape.
not a cape.
Sucked into a turbine.
Okay.
Thunderhead.
Fun fact: we're doing mean, median, mode, and range in math right now, and every time I say mode, I'm like mode, and
Edna mode.
My
Get
granddaughter
mode.
was playing that she was some kind of superhero princess this weekend. And she asked me to put her cape on. Somebody got her a cape that is on one side it's Spider-Man, the other side is Batman. Not officially licensed, but she's like, I want the red side out. She goes, Grandpa, do you want a cape? And I said, no capes! She has not seen The Incredibles yet, so I gotta fix that. She's like, why don't you want a cape? And I said, oh, it's a long story.
You'll understand.
Actually, it's not. It's not a long story. It's very simple and logical. So yeah, what are you doing about your ghost hand? Ghost arm?
I think I would like to just like wrap it in bandages for now. That seems like the most
Are you doing it?
Quick flashback to the camp. Millie just tosses him a roll of gauze.
yeah.
I was gonna say, are you?
mommy man?
So, okay. And I mean, it's easy enough to do because you've got like as part of your normal wear, unless you've changed it. At least looking at your character art, you've got bracers. You've got I was gonna say sleeves, but more of pauldrons. So it's not like your entire arm. You just have to cover your whole arm, and then your hand, I would say you've had enough time that you could do a decent enough job. I'm not going to make you roll any kind of check to see how good did you hide your arm. But yeah, your whole arm is bandaged up. And then you're going to head back out of town across the bridge and start heading towards the Scarnity Manor.
Mm-hmm.
Roll me a D100.
Okay. Hold on.
That was a whole lot of dice for a D100.
Too many dice. Alright, 62.
Alright. If I roll a 50 to a 74...
Oh,
25.
Phew.
Okay.
She's still alive.
No,
Jesus.
there was... I decided there was a 25% chance that she was already in town at the market and might see you. But she is not. So you will head towards the manor. And then, Millie, are you heading back up to the White Deer?
Yeah, basically when Bethana started calling to Natalin, all of these things started to click in Millie's head, and she's like, "Oh, Serenry's tits! I've got to go help Garrett in with preparations for the festival." And so she didn't even wait for Lumi and Velynia, who she knew were vaguely going to be heading in the same direction. She just kind of headed off at a fast trot to get to the White Deer so she could start like making and proofing all of her bread and churning her butter and shit. So
I feel like Lumi and
braising
Velynia are
her
the only,
braises.
we're the only ones that aren't in a super hurry. We're just chilling.
So you can see as you are heading to your various places around town that the marketplace is full of some of the usual people, but there's definitely stalls have been more closely compacted, and just about any free space in between buildings. There's enough space for walkways, but they're narrow walkways. Festival Street itself has a lot of storefronts decorated up, and Sarah Lumen takes her performer's cart up Festival Street, and
I make a mental note of where she goes.
she sets up across from the Sandpoint Theater. There's a green space out in front of the theater, and it would if you followed her up that way or even watched, it seems that she had a reserved space up there. There's a couple other performers have pulled their wagons in there. But yeah, all over the place. And already you would know that all along the western beachfront, including around the base of the old light and to that point up there, as well as certain key locations in town, and in particular up near the cathedral, there are already people are starting to assemble bonfires.
Oh my god, it's probably bananas around the cathedral.
Oh my god, yes.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Colors and streamers and fucking fireworks and stuff.
Butterfly tents.
Yes.
Yep. There's kites all over the place. Definitely like butterfly kites, but all kinds of others.
She's like, "Oh wow!" And she's like looking up at all like everything,
And
all the butterflies and that Velynia can't see.
We've established I can kind of see butterflies again.
this
Butterfly blind.
this is sort of the in the couple days before, as you're walking through the town and we're seeing all of these, you're also seeing children are laughing, and they're working, but they're laughing and running to and fro, many of them loaded with packages or carrying big baskets of star cakes and butterfly cakes and various sweet rolls. All of them have been either baked into the shape of stars and butterflies or more traditional shapes, but regardless, they've all had their crusts. You can see baked into it are because they're glinting in the sunlight. You see the sugar crystals, but they're not just plain sugar crystals. Some of them have been colored to look like various gemstones. And it has the desired effect, even in the sunlight, of looking like twinkling stars as they run through. The kids seem to be playing games. They're not just delivering food, though. Many of them are gathering driftwood along the beaches and piling them in different bonfire places. You see the Icselo, you might notice that any of the members of the guard you've seen, and anybody else, you see the guard, while they have their guard up, if you will, they seem more relaxed. Overwhelmingly, this festival, this time of year, brings out the best in people, not the worst. And you would know, Icselo, that crime actually goes down significantly during the festival. You might have your occasional somebody who decides to try their hand at cutting a purse here and there, or swiping something.
Who would do a thing like that?
And as you approach the cathedral itself, on your way to the White Deer and Natalin, Lumi and Velynia, you see that there's a few acolytes that are up on tall ladders, and they are polishing the stained glass, not just of Desna, but the other gods as well. But Desna seems to be getting extra special attention. There are blankets laid out across the lawn and tables that have been set up, and you see already that there are several acolytes that have several like wide wooden bowls laid around, and they're sitting with stone mortars and pestles, crushing quartz and rose quartz and blue glass and things like that to create numerous. I mean, I'm talking. There's probably hundreds of these bowls of gem dust, because it's the Festival of Stardust, and it is part of the festivities. You also see that inside the open doors of the cathedral, you see that there are acolytes that are working to continuously to prepare the lanterns. The I don't even know what they're made of. It would be like silk or whatever. The very lightweight lantern paper, not silk. Very lightweight lanterns that will be part of the festival as well. And as you separate, Lumi and Velynia heading for the cathedral and Millie heading towards the White Deer, we see Father Xantus with his sleeves rolled up steps into the doorway, and he points at a couple other acolytes and says, "No, we need more star sapphire here, and try to make sure that there's an equal amount of Lumi." And he smiles brightly when he sees you, Lumi, and he does give a wave in your direction, Millie. But he hands whatever it was that he was holding. He just hands to a acolyte who's already carrying too much and trying not to drop it as he comes running towards you, Lumi, to scoop you up in his arms. And that's where we're going to end tonight's session.
Yay! What a nice way to end the session. That was delightful. The festival is
We are
upon
in
us.
full swing in preparations for
Yay!
Full
the festivals.
episode wholesome.
Yes, it was awesome.
So yeah,
Except for a very offhanded reference to a murder, but you know, it's fine. It's whatever.
next session we'll discuss offline, but next session can either be taking that there's technically all of today and all of tomorrow, and then on the third day is the festival, if I'm remembering correctly, because today's the 19th, and then there's all of the 20th, and then the festival.
I'm pulling up the calendar, fam.
I looked at it
Oh,
earlier
too.
today.
We are in the 19th. We're in the morning of the 19th. The festival is the 21st.
Right.
So we have today and tomorrow.
So
And
I'm
then the
thinking
festival
our
begins on
our
Thursday.
next session will basically be preparations for, but we can figure out how if we want to,
I
how much.
think it would be a combination of rest and preparation.
I agree.
Because
Yeah,
We
Yeah,
need
yeah,
rest.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
We need
like
healing.
not
and
literally rest, like okay, we're resting and
downtime.
do you mean downtime?
downtown.
Downtown?
When you're alone.
So yes, we'll have sort of a downtime episode that will encompass your preparations. So be thinking about the kinds of things you would do to prepare for the festival, and then if there's any downtime activities you want to do, any of the shops you want to visit, things you want to buy, sell, trade, items you want to identify, all of those kinds of things. That's probably what our next session will be, leading up to the big festival. All right. Thank you to everybody who was hanging out with us tonight. And anybody hanging out in chat, especially if you're somebody that likes to lurk quietly in the background, or if you're watching later with us on VOD, know that we appreciate you and hope you enjoy our games as much as we enjoy playing them. And of course, as always, a huge thank you to these incredible players. As much as I love seeing them use all of their stats and abilities and weapons in combat, I also love seeing them meet new people and thrive and get excited about festivals and festivities and things like that. So it's always a joy playing with all of you. So thank you, as always, to Vi, Kaeryn, Tamiko, Cari, and Baron, without whom this would just be me talking to myself for a couple hours. With that, we're going to go ahead and end the stream the same way we end every stream. And you can say it with me if you want.
Buy our merch. I didn't have a time.
Margo.
Where are the butterflies?